Hi again, this is S.S. Wilson. As I've gone through my dad's old videotapes, I've found that because he just let his camera keep rolling, he caught a lot of unusual details that a so-called professional video crew probably never would have shot. So I've compiled several of these into this sort of hodgepodge episode. For example, I'll bet no one watching Tremors ever asks, is all that sagebrush natural? But the fact is, if you have a large crew of people working and walking and driving, the natural desert gets pretty badly trampled. Well, wouldn't you know, my dad caught the solution for that problem way back in pre-production when we were testing the graboids. It's right there. We collected mounds of sagebrush and we even moved them from location to location. Luckily, Dad was fascinated by this kind of thing.
On to details like even planting extra sagebrush in different places for certain effects.
It was a non-stop job, and if you check the movie's end titles, you'll see that it even got a credit. In reality, of course, many more than one person wrangled sage over the course of the production.
Injured, cut off, or mashed off tentacles.
Many shots featured hand-placed brush.
I don't know if they're going to move the trucks or not. Even made a phony road.
What Dad is pointing out there is we actually used our brush to create a fake Jeep trail for this shot of Rhonda's truck pulling away from a tentacle. On the second unit shot, he also caught DP Virgil Harper and I getting into directing pieces of sagebrush.
Okay, we need one more little tuft of grass. Is this good here, Steve?
Back up toward the truck a little bit. Right there is perfect.
Now, in addition to adding brush, there was another crucial step in keeping our desert looking natural. And Dad got a lot of footage of the high-tech piece of Hollywood equipment we needed.
Kathleen, I need a broom. Whoops, where's the broom? Give me the broom.
All those people trampling brush also left a lot of footprints, which of course we didn't want to see on camera. So right before practically every shot, we had to get rid of our own footprints. It was an absolute ritual.
Now, so is the middle one going to grab the chain? Yes. The middle one.
Which point is it? He jumped.
Whoever's behind him has to suck up real tight.
Okay, Brooming in the corner.
Not only did we obsessively broom, from Dad's video it seems like we also discussed footprints on practically every shot.
Okay, in position, footprints out, knee prints out. Everyone in position. Clearing, getting rid of the footprints.
Okay, if we could just get those footprints, then we won't have to dress before we go.
There are waffle tracks all over the front there.
Coming in.
We're going to get you guys a set of creature Nikes there.
Those creature footprints.
We even developed a kind of broom etiquette about when you could make footprints. Listen as creature designer Alec Gillis asked permission to make a last-minute change to the graboid.
I'd like to step back in if we're
It's all right,
after
isn't it?
he's done.
Yeah.
Yes, Alex?
Okay, can I get back in now?
Jump in real fast. You're going to come back in the footprint. Hold the talk lanes. Stand by to roll. Okay, here we go. Clear the footprints. Hold on. And
Roll it.
roll it, please.
Rolling camera.
The need for brooming was so constant that eventually just about everybody did it. In the red hat there is second unit assistant director John Woodward. And here he is again, out at the location for Bert and Heather's house. In this case, he seems to be trying to do an entire roadway. And right there is second unit director S.S. Wilson.
Okay.
There's even more video of brooming, believe it or not, but I think we should move on to another production detail Dad caught, our use of the Polaroid camera.
Everybody, we got to take Polaroids. Stay clear. Stay clear.
Stay clear. Freeze for Polaroids.
As most of you know, we shoot scenes multiple times, and we often shoot them out of order. But you have to remember what everything looked like at the beginning and end of each take, so that everything matches later when you're editing. Now, back in the day, that is, even before our day, people literally had to remember all those details. They made notes, they drew sketches. Well, we did that too, but by then, the Polaroid camera had come along, and it became the must-have tool on set. We were no exception. I doubt that you even see Polaroids on set anymore. These days you can simply replay and watch what you just shot, or crew people can take their own phone photos of the camera monitors. But for us, Polaroids ruled, and on this very first day of production, as Ron gives notes to Kevin and Fred, that crew woman works quickly to record every detail of how the truck looked in the scene. Yeah, we were pretty much all Polaroid all the time. Here's a funny detail about Polaroids. Because you couldn't turn off the flash on these simple little cameras, crew people got into the habit of warning you before they shot in case you wanted to avert your eyes.
Flashing.
Flashing, watch your back,
Flashing.
please. Hot flash, hot flash.
They would yell flashing just before they shot.
Stay on any longer.
Flashing, I know.
Okay, we're rolling.
And action.
So it was something you heard all the time.
Cut. That's a cut.
Flashing.
Cut it.
Polaroids were used by every department, and they were double-checked frequently in our attempts to make sure everything matched.
Hey, Kathy, here's a Polaroid.
We carried thick wads of them around with us, and we discussed them all the time. Here's Bobby Jacoby, now Robert Jane, asking me a question about one. We can't hear it on the video, but apparently I gave him the answer he wanted.
Okay. I see what you mean. Okay, thank you.
Later in the production, one Polaroid actually became quite important to me.
Here's Bert. Hello, Bert.
Because as I'm sure everyone has noticed, I actually play Bert in a scene in the movie.
I'm also dressed as Bert today. I'm going to be in the front of the bulldozer, folks. Here's all my stuff.
Now, this is totally true, but I'll have to back way up to explain why it happened. It was while we were shooting the scenes that take place near the big cliff you see at the beginning and end of the movie. But we had a problem with the cliff. In the whole area around Lone Pine, we couldn't find one made of dirt. They were all made of rock. And we had a rule in the movie: graboids can't dig through rock. So this cliff, as many of you know, is not real. It's a matte painting, a wonderful film technique now obsolete. Now, I had been out to the location months before, and I had taken this picture with my hand stuck in there where I thought the cliff should be. Eventually, we showed my snapshot to these two guys, Bill Taylor and Sid Dutton, who had a company called Illusion Arts. They would create the painting, and they worked out what we would need to get the live-action part of the shot. And that was this very tall custom camera platform, because this is back in the day. If you want your shot to look like it was taken from high in the air, your camera has to be high up in the air. Well, as soon as the tower was done, I was literally all over it, effects geek that I am. I'm actually terrified of heights, but I was determined to see what our location looked like from way up there, and it was pretty spectacular. To get back to the backstory, it would be my second unit that would shoot the matte shot plates, as they're called, but main unit had to finish their work first, and there happens to be video of one of their takes, so here it is.
Action.
Stampede! Stampede, Earl! Get out the way!
Cut. We're cut.
Main unit then left, and second unit came back the next day.
Kind of lonely out here today. Main unit has left. And we are supposed to shoot the opening matte shot and the next to closing matte shot. That's the bulldozer parked down there in its starting position. I'm standing where Val and Earl's truck is going to park.
Bill and Sid were there now with their crew, hauling expensive equipment up to that platform by rope, setting up their wonderful old high-precision film cameras. They would take the original footage and later add the painting so that it all fit together exactly. Here's my crude attempt with a snapshot to show kind of how it worked. It is a second unit shot with a stand-in for Val. Now it was time to get the shot of the bulldozer approaching the cliff at the end. Now the actors were all off with main unit, so second unit used stand-ins for all the characters.
Here's our Kevin double and our other double and our Fred double. This is Bobby Jacoby, believe it or not.
Yes, that's Lisa Romanoff, our special effects coordinator.
Jacoby, and there's Miguel, Charlotte, some local people,
And that's how I ended up as Bert. Here I'm on the walkie-talkie with the distant camera crew as we get ready to do our big shot. Lisa grabbed the camera at this point, and she got this video while we were actually shooting the scene. Now get ready, here comes my big cameo as Bert. Oh, come on, don't you see me? I'm right there. Well, the ultra-high-def version of Tremors came out in December of 2020. Maybe grab a copy of that and look for me there. Until next time, this is SS Wilson.